Now let's talk about Pakistan. There's a lot that happened this week, from Mateen Naqvi running away with the Asia Cup trophy after India's win to Pakistan's Prime Minister's speech at UNGA full of delusions and fake claims. Shehbaz Sharif took the stage at UNGA and ironically spoke about how Pakistan is suffering due to terrorism and also said that Pakistan won the war against India. Well, the only war they won was the war of fake claims and fake narratives, which were in fact-checked on global stages multiple times. And India also fact-checked the UNGA speech. And leave the war against other countries, Pakistan is not even able to solve conflicts within the territory that it has occupied. I'm talking about Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Massive protests have erupted in PoK over worsening economic conditions, political grievances, and demands for reforms. The unrest has turned violent, leaving at least 9 people dead, including civilians and police officers, and hundreds are also injured. Local authorities say nearly 172 police personnel were injured in the protest, with condition of 12 reportedly critical, and around 50 civilians also sustained injuries amid the violent demonstrations. The protest began after Jammu Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee called a 3-day strike. The AAC called for protests against the denial of fundamental rights in the region. Protesters are frustrated by rising living costs, high electricity prices, lack of development, and what they see as privileges enjoyed by political elites. Among their demands are subsidized rates on food and power, better healthcare, education, and infrastructure in PoK. The committee is also demanding the abolition of 12 legislative seats in PoK Assembly that are reserved for Kashmiri refugees living in Pakistan. This is one of the group's 38-point charter demands, which also include subsidized floor, fairer power tariffs tied to the Mangla hydropower project, and implementation of long-delayed reforms promised by Islamabad. Now, these talks collapsed after the committee did not agree on removing elite privileges and refugee seats. Thousands then took to streets of Muzaffarabad and other towns, clashing with security forces. Reports suggest that police used tear gas and, controversially, live ammunition. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has expressed deep concerns over the deteriorating law and order situation in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. To find a resolution, he expanded a negotiation committee to engage with protest leaders, aiming to address public grievances and end the violence. A high-level federal delegation was sent to Muzaffarabad to hold talks with the protesters and try to calm the tensions. Meanwhile, markets, schools, and businesses across Pakistan-occupied Kashmir are now shut, and internet and communication services have largely been cut off. It is also important to note that protests have come after 30 civilians were killed in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa following airstrikes by Pakistan Air Force J-17 fighter jets. As per reports, the jets were using Chinese-made LS-6 laser-guided bombs. Nasir Aziz Khan, the spokesperson of United Kashmir People's National Party, called on the United Nations and the international community to intervene in the matter, highlighting Pakistan's growing repression in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. While speaking at the 60th session of UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, Khan warned of a worsening humanitarian crisis in the region. Now, this is not even the first protest in the region. In fact, it has long been a hotbed of unrest, with locals alleging years of neglect and systemic corruption. Last May, the region witnessed several shutdowns and demonstrations over demands including subsidized floor and electricity. Following these protests, India had noted that the agitations are a natural consequence of Islamabad's continuous policy of systemic plundering of resources from the region that remains under its forcible and illegal occupation. The protests have left Pakistan on the edge, and sadly for Shehbaz Sharif, this time he cannot blame it on India.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now. If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.